hug my comrades, and welcome. Welcome back to your daily dose of mediocre content on another turn-based Tuesday on part 1 of the West of Loathing. Woo! Uh, I, yeah, I am late. And apparently I'm also tongue-tied. I was supposed to stream at 2, and it's almost 6, but I'm here, and that's what matters. So this is the first game I'm ever streaming on the Switch, so things are a little bit different. I was hoping that I could play with headphones on so I could actually hear the game without it playing into my microphone, which I have the TV turned down really low, so hopefully it's not too bad. But when I put headphones on, it just mutes the audio of the capture card completely for whatever reason. When I plug it into the Switch, it makes no sense at all. But I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with that. It's not like a Xbox where I can have a microphone plugged in, or well, a headset plugged in so I can listen to it with also muting the audio. But oh well. With that, let's begin. Let's start a new game. I have beat the main game of this game before, but I have not fully completed the DLC on it yet. So that is new for me. God, character name. I didn't think about that. I probably should have put some thought into that beforehand. Damn, I guess I can't maybe. Or that's how, but it hopefully changes your name. Damn. Well, screw you. McNutter Walter, or whatever his last name is. There, last time. Promise. Epic. Yeah, McNutter Walker. There we go, perfect. Yeah. Let's fucking go. I got shit to do. In the playthrough I did off stream, I want to say like a year ago, something like that. I was a cow puncher, so I'm probably gonna be either bean slinger or snake oiler. And what it looks like to me is cow puncher's melee, bean slinger's magic, and snake oiler's range. Might want to go with bean slinger. Heard there's a sword. Magic and cooking are inextricably intertwined in Loathing. And the Baneslinger is the mystical master of both. You heard there's a sword to cook out with since the cows came home. Do most of the cooks have been brutally killed by the cows. I'll be Baneslinger. Come here. Epic. Hear the Cursed Mine. Tori Smith, The Secret of the Black Citadel. Dress Blue, The Curse in the Terrible Basement. Secret Skeletons of that. No item, you got Walking Stupid. She accidentally dropped the book and then ruined it by stepping on it 30 times while trying to pick it up. Understandable. Hey Russell, how you doing? I'm gonna miss you, buddy. Feed Russell, grab it. Grab a cricket from your bag and feed it to Russell. He coos appreciatively and nuzzles your hand. Maybe it's time for you to leave too. You open your bedroom window, not pictured, and unhatch the door to Russell's cage. He winks at you, caws one last time, and then flies to the west. Time to hit the trail. I'm assuming there's a skill I can get before I leave. Yeah, spider ring. Good. A little fingered mouse spider from the gun manor. Oh, that's the DLC. I picked up one of your brother's books on appreciation of dynamics and general mathematics method previously on applied to optics. Ooh. Yeah, I'm probably not going to read everything. If it's something that just seems like it's out of my way, I might just be like, eh. Oh, I wanted to check inside the house somewhere. Because I didn't check. Okay, there's nothing with the coat, right? Your mom smiles warmly as you approach. Leaving now, Mom. We're gonna miss you, kiddo. Oh, and before you leave, I got you a present. A present? Yep, it's a book you wanted for Crimbo. I know it's early, but... What about lockpick? I think picking locks is really useful in this game. I might go with that. What about picking locks? Oh boy. Oh, just read in her voice. That's the one. Enjoy it. Please be careful out there. Write us a letter when you can. Locks and how to pick them. She hugs you. Got a needle. Oh yeah. Your father Mosley jabs the haystack. That hat doesn't fit you, Dad. I'll grow into it. It's time for me to leave. His lip quivers a little. Listen, I want you to have this. It's your grandmother's favorite can of beans. Beans. Can of infinite beans. Thanks, Dad. Good luck out there. Be sure to say goodbye to your mother. I already did. Your brother Rufus is standing there looking nervous. He's pretty good at looking nervous. You hand him the puzzle and he starts fidgeting with it. Hey Rufus, time for me to head west. I still don't understand why you're leaving. He's got a point, you know. Why are you going west anyway? Help people to seek fortune. I think I said to help people on my playthrough that I did off stream. Seek fortune. There's just no opportunity here, kid. I'm gonna make something of myself. I gotta go where I can make some meat. But it's so dangerous. 60% of the people who go west get killed within a year, and that statistic is from before the cows came home. I'll be okay. You worry about taking care of Mom and Dad. I'll worry about me. Okay, if you say so. I still think you'll be dead by Crimbo. I'll miss you, Rufus. Okay. You playfully punch him in the arm. Anything else I can do, or get the fuck out of here? I guess I'll just get the fuck out of here. Just one more hug before I leave. No, I don't need any more hugs. I gotta get out of here. Yeah. Looks like this isn't your first rodeo. Would you like to skip the boring Springs prologue and head straight to dirt water? No. Any horses or partners you unlock previous game will be available to you. Start with 979 meat and some more important items from Boring Springs. Yeah, no, I want to play the prologue. I probably skipped the opening credits because I think it goes on for a while. You skipped the credits sequence, where your character rode a turnip cart across the Great Plains in the sleepy town of Boring Springs. Nice. And the highlights include the director, cinematographer, all that good such. Oh, dang it. Yipes. Ooh. Ouch. Dang it. Ooh. Yikes. Ooh. Yikes. Sign reads Gone Drinking. Bar. As you walk into the saloon, a crazy-eyed guy sitting to the left of the door shrieks and waves at you to get your attention. Hey, where's your hat, Gang Dabbit? Well, you can't drink in here without a hat. Tain't proper. He points to take a hat, leave a hat box next to the door. You look through the box to find a magical black cestin, I think that's how it's pronounced, that looks something like something you'd wear. Barely enchanted hat. You grab a hat and put it on. Thanks, sir. Pete! Thanks, Pete. He gives you a friendly, if somewhat twitchy nod. See, feller. Yeah? In West. If you want some company, I'd be happy to come along with you. You just let me know. Well, no worries. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. This is one of my favorite parts of this game. Is to it's a spittoon. People spit into it. You know without even looking that it's absolutely disgusting. Look at it. Yeah, it's full of spit. Regular spit, gross tobacco spit, chewing gum. It looks like a few teeth as well. It's disgusting. And the smell. Even from a distance, it smells horrible. No, look closer. You are now on your hands and knees, peering into a filthy, encrusted spittoon. I don't understand what's wrong with you. Wait, is there something shining at the bottom? Get it. You reach your hand towards the spittoon. Even before you touch it, you can feel the grossness in the air, like a grease fog enveloping the stink brass horror. It smells like vomit through the mesquite of barbecue eating contest. I don't know. Mesquite? How do you pronounce that? You hesitate. Never surrender. You plunge your hand into the awful soup. It makes a sound like gloop. Your skin is burning. Your eyes start to water. Search. Your finger makes contact with something. You pull your hand out of the devil's trini. Slowly. Not daring to risk splashing contents over yourself. You appear to have gotten some kind of ring. Probably some kind of disease as well. Congratulations? Question mark. Nasty ring. Hooray! Oh yeah, I need to read this. After you're done reading it, you detonate. You don't. I thought it said detonate. You donate it to a local orphanage. Soon those orphans will be able to make their escape. Go orphans, go! Track spot. Might not want that on. Maybe. I'll put it on, and if it gets bad by attracting spiders, I might take it off. Yeah. Through getting this ring, you have to admit it was worth it. Yeah, muscle, bestiality, moxie. Epic. Oh yeah, there's only one ring on it. Not two. This dude playing poker. At least trying to. They keep looking back and forth their heads. To the how to play poker card that came with their deck. Biting their lip and concentrating real hard. Good luck, you two. Yeah, I don't have meat yet. You walk up to the bar. Wait patiently for the bartender to notice you. While waiting, you see a sign taped to the back that says, Reward for lost mugs. 25 meat each. Yeah, for those who couldn't tell already, meat is the currency in this world. Just not now you know. Keep waiting. The bartender finally knows you. Howdy, cowboy. Howdy, barkeep. Name's McNutter. What brings you to our little backwater? Ask about work. Oh, the usual. I came out west to make my fortune. Not having much luck so far, though. Any work around these parts? Unfortunately, Boring Springs already has more people than jobs. It's more of an errand town, if you catch my meaning. If you're looking for a real job, I recommend talking to the railroad people up by Dirtwater. It's about the railroad. Railroad, Manifest Destiny Railroad Company. From back east, they're trying to run line to Frisco. I have a heck of a time doing so. And they're hiring? Oh, I reckon they're always hiring. For one thing or another. Big company that. About Dirtwater? Dirtwater? Dirtwater is interesting. It's far enough west that it's still more or less exempt from the rule of law, but not so far west that it's been burned to the ground by the damn cows. Lots of opportunity there. She paused for a few seconds, lost in thought. Yep, if I were a younger woman, I'd probably head that way myself. Asked about errands. You mentioned errands. Yeah, Forsaken Burg has always been falling apart in one way or another. The hustlers, the holsters aren't always needing help since he's hurting his leg, and no county sheriff could certainly stand to have somebody doing his job for him. Anything else? Well, got a goblin loose in the basement. Some cowpoke in the gulch didn't wipe his boot off, and got spores everywhere. I'll handle that goblin. Much obliged. I'll unlock the basement for you. Oh, and you'll need this. One side. I'll take care of it. Howdy, I'm McNote. Hi, McNote. I'm Horace. Nice to meet you. What do you do? I'm Town Holster. Look. Yeah, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know what that is. It's a town horse selling guy. Gotcha. How's it working out for you? Oh, those horses just flying out the door. So business is booming? Nice. No, I mean the horses keep running away. I haven't sold one in ages. Oh, is that why you're drinking here instead? Yep. And me being here drinking instead of watching the horses probably now how they keep escaping. It's one of those vicious circle things. Well, I'm in need of a horse. Do you have any left? One. Kind of boring one. It's got 4 legs and a back to sit on. Come see me at the stables. I'll be happy to show it to you. Okay. I'll give you a glare. You should probably let her drink. That's the basement. I'll leave them alone. I think that's everything here. Let me look around. Sheriff. Hey, Sheriff. Howdy, stranger. Welcome to Boring Springs. I'm a sheriff of these parts. The what? The sheriff, okay. Blasted sign painters. Say, you wouldn't happen to look for work, would you? As a matter of fact, I am. Great, because I'm happen to have some. There's a gang of hoodlums around here called themselves the Frigator Gang. Last time I arrested one of them, he busted out and took my shell door with him. It ain't good without the door. And I need somebody tough, smart, and or slick to fetch it back for me. Why don't you do it? You're the sheriff after all. I gotta say, here and practicing and cheer tipping. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Funny you should say that, 'cause I'm steadily sending a deputy along with you to keep you out of trouble. This pistol deputy, you deputize the gun? You're new in town. Maybe you ain't noticed. There ain't much to do here except drink. Here, let me write down where the figure game hideout is for you. It makes a little note on your map. You just go to the map location, figure games hideout. Fricker games hideout. I don't know why I put a G in there. Can I read these posters? Fricker, Pretty. Naked Michael Bernstein. Oh. Yeah, I still don't have a melee weapon. Trade. Step right up, step right up. Braid's the name, trade's the game. Seriously doubt his name, Braid. Howdy, Braid, what are you trading? Well, sir, I'm trading lots for soap and a stick of dynamite for a needle. And for the cunning stinker who brings me 3 rattlesnake hides, well, to that adventurous soul, I'll trade you a fine silver pocket watch. No trades right now, thanks. Yeah, yuck. Get lost. You approach a weird cactus man hybrid. He smiles at you. Howdy, cactus man. Howdy yourself. My name's Bill. Cactus Bill. What happened to you, Bill? Well, to be honest, partner, I drank too much cactus beer and turned me into a cactus. Doc Dallas warned me this would happen, but I didn't listen. And that's why they call you Cactus Bill? No, it's just a coincidence. Oh, does it hurt? Does what hurt? You know, being a cactus. Oh, no, it's actually kind of nice. The natural fermentation process inside the cactus part of me keeps me drunk most of the time. I guess it is mighty boring. Yeah, I bet. It wouldn't be so bad if there's something to read. You don't happen to have a newspaper or anything, would you? No, sorry. Well, if you happen to find one, keep me in mind. Will do, Bill. Yeah. Goodbye, Bill. Okay. Yeah, let me, Fricker Games hideout. Wait, can I not? No, I can go there without a horse. Thud Fricker. Fricker Games. Entroped Lookout. It appears to be taking a nap. I'll wake him up. Boat stuck with your boot. So he gets up to. Hey, you're not supposed to be here. Thud is well, he says, no Rhodes Scholar. If we assume that 7 years from now the idiom makes sense, you'll feel bad about killing him. Thud, you don't want this life. Take a hike. Okay, you're probably right. Thud stumbles off in the desert. You'll probably be fine. Honorable. I don't have foraging skills. It's a pile of random stuff freaking being stole. Aren't you? Nice. There's civil complaints. Can I throw that on? Okay. I didn't mean to do this. There. Yeah, can I throw that on? Okay, no. One of the Fricker boys dozed in the bathtub. Yeah, I asked my hand in soap. He mumbles and hands the bar of soap before sinking deeper, both asleep and in the tub. Grab nearby length of rope, carefully tie his hands together. Then hands it back. Sheriff will collect them later. Let's let sleeping candles fly. Cautiously approach the Fricker game. They're pretty engrossed in their poker game, so it doesn't actually require that much caution. You hide behind a barrel and eavesdrop on the conversation for a while. The one with the eye patch is quiet, but you gather his name is Snipe. And that squirrely one is his brother Wimpy. What's your play over here? Howdy boy, kill me in. The one with the eye pouch raising eyebrows. Who are you? How do you pass Stud and Sophie? What do you want? Should I just be here for the door? Jamie, your brother. Jimmy. Right, I'm asking. But yeah, sure. Stacy's up. Don't take but one eye to see your full dead man. Yeah, they both do. Damn. Alright, 4. This one not in your turn. Epic. That attack deals 3 damage. There we go, fight each other. Oh, but nice. Yeah, it's just melee. Oh wow, yeah, because he's not enough AP for that. Can I just break that? No, I can't. Fuck. I might actually lose this. But it would have been nice to have a melee weapon. I might be able to pull it off. Just gotta punch him. It would have also helped if I would have started punching him sooner. Epic. Victory. The leaders of the Fricker gang are dead by your hand. Sheriff will be proud of you. Though you're not sure how your mother would feel. Yeehaw! Mysticality level 2. Covered a mug. Sure. Sheriff's out the door. Is that up? Yeah, I think so. GG. Yeah, I don't have foraging yet. Town of Orange Spring. Your turn. Chunk of wood, broken, exposed. Got it. Got a broken board. I didn't mean going here. Sure. Sure. Yeah, I guess it is Sheriff. See, the Fricker gang hasn't put a stop to you breathing. Did you risk my cell door? You hand the sheriff his door and he hands you back its hinges. Nice work, stranger. This here prison cell just got about 4 times more secure. Are there any Fricker boys left for me to round up? Yeah, 1 or 2 are asleep at the job. I'll go round them up shortly. Looks like I owe you a reward. You gained 400 meat. Got a little task for you. If you got time, should be simpler enough than the last one. What you need? Well, the freakers bucketed the lock when they took my door. Don't need a new lock. I'll keep an eye out. Bug. Get lost. Not yet. What's this? Loose dirt. Equipped. Oh, it's a melee weapon. Oh, yeah, I did get soap. I got some soap for you. Soap for the lock. Epic. Requires dickering. I don't have dickering. Oh yeah, I didn't read what it said. Well, it probably said something. Hey, you mean you're just scare up a lock for myself? I've got one right here. You hand the sheriff your lock. That'd do nicely. The sheriff puts the lock on the cell door, and accidentally drops the key and clatters to the cell. Hellfire! Don't suppose you know how to pick locks, stranger? You got a needle handy? I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I'm glad I kept the needle. You defiantly pick the lock. You definitely. I unlocked your cell for you. The sheriff walks into the cell and picks up the key. Looks around a place to hide it. He eventually sticks it under his head. Wait, thank you kindly, stranger. If Border Springs ever get any more criminals, they better watch out. That's a good job you do. You done. Literally. Done. Don't mention it. Here, have this souvenir in time of Born Springs. Replica sheriff bag. No, not that. What do I do? An armor. Yeah, that's my armor. Bestiality. Alright. Oh yeah, I could turn mugs in, but I think I need to progress this by going in here. Oh, needle. That's me. Afternoon, sir, and what can I do for you? How's business? Oh, you know, every day I'm hustling, hosteling. To tell you the truth, though, pretty terrible. All my horses keep running away. Well, except for this completely ordinary one. That's rough, maybe I know. Oh, good, yes, thank you. Please, I'd go fetch it myself except for this injury. I'll give you 300 meat for each one you find. How many are there? 3. Here, let me see your map. They pretty much always run away in the same place. He draws 3 pictures on your map. You discovered Borehole Mine, Boring Springs Boneyard, Thousand Snakes Gulch. Why these places? I think they like environments that are thematically appropriate. Here, when you find one, feed it some of these oats. That just sounded bag of homing oats. How does it work? They're special pigeon-infused oats. Okay, will do. See you later. I actually think I need dynamite to get one of those horses, if I'm not mistaken. So let me give you a needle. Be careful with it now. I'll take your dynamite for a needle. Oh, yeah, I read that over. It's fine. I think I might be wrong here, but I think Thousand Snakes Gulch is the most difficult out of all these 3 locations, but I'll find out one way or another. Click through it. By me. Covered mug. Mechanism later cargo elevator control. A poster on the wall behind it reads, Blasting cap storage? Plunders, both kinds. Tools. Where do you want to go in the cargo lift? Elevator. Okay. Same dog, different color. Looks dangerous. At least there's no plunger hooked up to it. These crates are labeled blasting caps. The period part labeled. What's inside the quote? Inside the quotes like that. Dang it, looks like you're gonna need a crowbar to open any of these crates. Take one. Stagnation plunger. And is it gonna be the crowbar? Yeah. Good luck. Yeah, crowbar. Epic. Puzzle solving. To the maximum. Grab one. And plastic caps. Good. Right into the plastic. Oh yeah. Looks dangerous. Come on! See the dark horse. Approach her. Hey girl, it's okay, I'm a friend. Pointing. The horse shies away from you, though the case is more like keeping the introverts away from you. Aw, come on, don't be like that. Look, brought some oats for you. Ain't poison or anything. In retrospect, I guess that wasn't very comforting to say. Here though. Open. Pat her on the nose. You reach out her hand to pat her on the nose. Horse ducks and steps further back in the shadows. Oh, come on. Take a handful of oats out of the bag and hold them in the front. She slides away from them, morally making a surprisingly good attempt at hiding in her own shadow. Come on, please. He does herself. Look, they're fine. Okay, see? Take a handful of oats bag, toss some in your mouth. It's like the roughest, blandest breakfast cereal you've ever eaten. Still, it's better than dry cat food, don't ask. You smile to show the horse you're fine. You realize you've unconsciously turned around and walked to the door. Jeez, they're powerful. The horse looks at you warningly, and then you re-enter with a cheerful wave. See, perfectly fine. Food. Handful, hold out. Here you go, yum yum. Or flies away from your paw. Okay, so I had to pat her. We're hunched over her shoulders, so you see. Shrinkingly, slightly pat her on the nose, but she doesn't actually flee. So that's something. There's a good girl. Here, feet are those. Horse finally seems to relax enough around you. You offer her a handful of those. Warningly, begrudgingly, then she gestures at something behind you. You turn around and look, but don't see anything. When you turn back, she's gone. Well, okay. No, there is some behind me. Yeah, I need a shovel, I think, for that loose dirt. So I'll probably have to come back here if I even find a shovel. Let me go Boring Springs. Hold on a sec, I have to check something out. Okay, there we go. I found her. Zephina Boring. I think I pronounced that right. He's actually a really interesting guy. Benjamin Crockett. You showed up way too early. Looks like I can dig up here. Beauregard, Skeleton Captain, 3rd Cavalry. This grave is really noisy. A skeleton. You're not getting past without a scuffle. Scuffle it is then. Okay, you're done. Nice. Skeleton clapped in a pile of bones. Yeehaw! Skill up. Gumption. Level 2. Goes horse. Your pulse quickens as you near the spooky translucent horse. Approach her. You approach the weird, semi-transparent horse cautiously as you not to startle her. Though you quickly come to the realization it's not a horse that startles easily. Hello there. Hi, I'm a friend, okay? That's a little strange. How'd you get here without... How'd you do that without opening your mouth? Bitter oats? Okay, I don't know again. Here you go, girl, have some oats. Or a handful of oats. Hold out a handful of oats for the horse, and she just snorts and stares right through you. Brr. Please don't look at me like that. Snort. I don't know. You pat the horse's nose, which is very cold. If you're going to ride her, you'd want an extra saddle blanket to keep your butt from freezing. Pat the nose again. Yep, still cold. Brr. Pat the nose again. Yep, still cold. Brr. Pat the nose again. Yep, still cold. Brr. Yep, still cold. You can just... Yep, still cold. Brr. Yeah, you get the idea. Try oats again. You hold out oats again. The horse continues to ignore them. What's the matter? Not spooky enough? I'm not sure how to make oats spooky. Well, I guess I could put some bone meal on them. But I don't have any handy to grind up bones with. Grave dirt? Is that a yes? Weird, okay. Add some dirt to the oats. You sprinkled the oats just a little bit with grave dirt and hold them out again. The horse gazes expressionlessly at them, then eats them. And with that, she glides away in the direction of the town. Bizarre. Timothy Cotring? Photo husband. Elizabeth Cotring. For the daughter. Still Cotring, baby. Hey, who is this? That guy just wouldn't say, but okay, it doesn't say who it is. Just kick his ass. That's all I need to know. And that was the next goal. Yo, look at that snake. Oh, shiny thing. Got an item, shiny rock. Just sell it. Here's an enemy in combat. Something useful outside of combat as well. Yeah, these are my skills and whatnot. What is this? Oh, this guy maximum HP. Nice. Heck. Ouchie, ow. Not as much damage as I thought they would do. Nice. Progression towards next skill up. You have slain a snake. Long before they'll call you Snake Murderer and McNugget. Ah, poison. Stop that. Stop that right now. Stop it. Victory. Made short work of that long snake. Just gallop over for me. Snake was really angry. You're gonna need every trick in the book to beat this one. I'm good with tricks. Oh, they get tougher as you go on. Target stuff with 10 hot damage. Nice. Ouchie, ouch. Nice. Nice work. If the whole cowboy thing doesn't work out for you, you always get a job as a snake exterminator. Yeehaw. Skill up, Moxie, old dude. This horse has gone snake crazy. Or maybe it was some other kind of crazy before. Both of them. Hey there, boy. Hey, fella, I'm a friend, okay? Oh, okay. I mean, it's cool. Alright. Be cool. Don't freak out on me. Look in the eyes. You calmly look the horse in the eyes. One of them is fixed in a glassy 1,000-yard stale. The other is revolving madly in the socket, like he's trying to escape it in every direction simultaneously. He looks calming down a little. Not clear. It's clear that you aren't actually made of spiders, though. Nice. That nose. Look. You carefully and gently pat the horse's nose, which twitches a bit. Okay, a lot. But it seems to recognize that you aren't going to eat his eyes or suck out his soul, or whatever madness is bouncing around the skull it is. That's a good boy. Feed him those. Are you hungry, boy? Got a little treat for you. You feed the crazy horse some homing oats and gallops away whiningly. Or rather, hopefully headed home and not into the 12th dimension. Yeah, I don't know why that tongue tied me so bad. You have to walk all the way back. Oh yeah, I forgot. Epic. So I'll get a bunch of meat from this. I don't know how you spied or hide in that mine, but thanks for sending back my dark horse. Sure thing. Looks like my pale horse made it back safe. Thanks for your help. Anytime. Thanks for finding my crazy horse. He was eating loco weed again, wasn't he? Not that I noticed. That's all of him. I can't thank you enough. Here's a little extra for you. Thanks. Good afternoon, soon. What can I do for you? You sell me a horse? Wait, oh. You said something about injury? You said something earlier about an injury. Yeah, busted my knee. Mucking in the showroom. Don't ask how. It's embarrassing. I was gonna get Doc Alice to have a look at it, but she gave up on doctoring. Why'd you do that? Nobody knows. She shut herself up in her office. She said wouldn't talk to anyone except Nurse Whiskey. Is that an actual nurse, or I'm pretty sure she's being sarcastic. I see. Yeah, tell me a horse. Yeah, well, imagine doing all that work and then you just get the basic model. I think I got the pale one on my character that I did the offline playthrough for. Let me go with the one with the crazy eyes. The one with the crazy eyes. Okay, but I gotta warn you, that horse has seen some stuff. But I'll sell you for one for 1,000 meat. Something wrong with him? No, not as such. It's perfectly functional. But, well, he's always seeking off 1,000 snakes gulch to chew the loco weed that grows there. And makes him see crazy things? I think it's more, he does it to forget about the crazy things he sees all the time anyway. Call me intrigued, I'll take them. Thanks. Here's a key to ride safely. Give a name. Let's see. Loco Nutter. Are you sure you want to name your horse Loco Nutter? Yes. Alright, Loco Nutter the horse. It's got a nice ring to it. Oh, I almost forgot. Free with every horse purchase. The complimentary map. Southeast West map. Oh yeah, I need to read it, I think. Oh no, that's just the dirt water. No, I still got shit to do. Howdy. Howdy, good to see you again, McNutter. You took your after the bartender. Found these mugs. Much obliged. Hand over the recovered mugs and click your bounty. Thanks. Who's the lady drinking whiskey out of a beer mug? That's Susie. She's a rancher from nearby. Real tough broad. I ain't recommend pestering her. Why's that? Lost her whole family to a cow attack recently. Got some pent-up frustration about it. Ouch. I'll bug her. I'm glad it's you. Are you Susie Koshra? Oh, the dead people at the graveyard. How'd you know my last name? I saw the graves at the cemetery. Susie scowls bitterly and muzzles into her whiskey. I saw it happen. Saw the whole damn thing. I couldn't do nothing about it. Bartender says it was cows. Cows, right? Didn't know what those things are, but they ain't cows. Not anymore. What happened? It was a raid. See, Ma and Pa used to ranch cattle back before they came home. Pa didn't make it, but Ma and I managed to rebuild. We ranched pigs instead. She left the place to me when she passed. Go on. Well, I guess a passing herd sniffed out that we used to be a cow ranch, and they attacked. A couple of days ago, happened so fast. I didn't even manage to have time to get out my rifle out of the gun safe. Cow smashed through the front door, and fire started out their back by the root of the cellar. House went up in blazes just like that. What'd you do? There wasn't anything I could do. Couldn't get upstairs to get the kids because of the fire. And I saw Tim trampled right at the front of me. She drains her glass. I ain't want to talk about it anymore. I'm sorry. She fills her mug with a bottle on the bar and doesn't reply. What will you do now? Head west, I suppose. Nothing keeping me here. And no desire to stay. Can't leave without my rifle, though. Why not? It was Ma's rifle. And all I got left of her. And all I got left of anybody. Where is it? Left it at the ranch like a damn fool. Listen, can I ask a favor? I need someone to get it for me. Yeah, I'll go get it. Contrain Range. Epic. Oh yeah, I want to see if I can pester Alice. I cannot. The water in this trough is boiled away. Someone behind this door is making noise. Pretty awful noise. Go through it anyway. Looks like somebody was in the middle of fixing a knife. Grab it. Farming skin knife. Yeah, it's probably more damage than Buzzcoat skin from Beast after combat. Damn. I should have gone here first. I could have killed those snakes. Damn it. Well, now I can't do that for the bonus thing. There's my first cow. Can I handle it? This thing looks angry. You're not gonna make it to that safe without dealing with it. Deal with it. Okay, not as much health as I thought. Ouchie, ouch. Victory. Nice. You see the nasty cow skull floating in the cloud of flames. Rescue his rifle. Um, Maybe if I go back to 1,000 Snake Gulch, they'll be respawned? Please? No. Damn it. Thousand snakes my ass. There's only 3 of those sumbitches here. Yeah, to head back to the town of Boiling Springs. Found my rifle yet, stranger? Yep, here she is. Susie's eyes well up in tears. You handle the rifle. She rustily scrubs her sleeve across her face before spill over. Thanks, stranger. I didn't catch your name. I'm McNutter. Thanks, McNutter. Can't rightly say how much that means to me. She looks at the rifle for a long moment, then looks back at you as she sighs. Well, enough of wallowing in my misery. Time for me to hit the road. If you want me to tag along when you're heading west, just say the word. Sounds good, Susie. This key. Yeah, let me... Nice. Oh, and that's the thing to read. Yeah, let me go grab... You give this to the doctor. That's good delivery for you, Doc. What brand? Nurse whiskey. Your favorite, I'm led to believe. Didn't know she made house calls. Alright, hold on. You rattle. She unlocks the door. Doc Alice looks about in her 50s. Her hair is graying and her face is lined, but her eyes are still clear and sharp, if bloodshot. She holds out her hand. Whiskey, stay. Give it to her. Cracks open the whiskey and fills a small flask and takes out her pocket, which puts the flask back in her pocket to start chugging it out of the bottle. Jeez, Doc, that doesn't seem healthy. Who's the doctor here, me or you? Okay, point taken. Hey, Doc, can I look at your books? Sure, if you want. Not that they're gonna do much in this doom-forsaken hellhole. Just try to be less cheerful, Doc. Survey books, Girl meats. Fred Ferguson. This book reports the Civil War surgeon's autobiography. Flipping through it, mostly just find reasons that drinking alcohol is bad. So it actually worked as Lucuria's perspective fiction. At least there are some useful aspedites in the back, and some diagrams of apodites. The book tells the story of legendary treasure, massive chests of premium meat, secret hidden scents, not like extruded scents, in the West Desert, but old cow ham named Curly Butterfield. You start flipping through the Goblin Ranger book, confusing at first, but you eventually engross by the time you take a break from reading. Several births of Pat, and you also know what birth and goblin is goblin word for hour. You learn goblin, sort of. Anyway, tree and leaf. Wow, should this be further away from the fireplace? Is everything alright? That depends. How fast can this whiskey get into my bloodstream to how fast my liver's filter is out? And I can't talk and drink at the same time, so what you mean is what the matter, Doc? What's the matter? The whole world's gone to hell in a horse cart. And you ask what the matter? Bandits, cow demons, dead men walking. Why don't you go ahead and pick one? I'll drink to that. Dead men walking? Haven't you seen it? Corpse and skeleton staggering around like puppets, half strings cut. Look, take one bite out of living. Oh yeah, there was a skeleton at the cemetery. It's nice to get some outside confirmation I'm not losing my damn mind. But how is that even possible? It isn't possible. It goes against everything about medicine. Dead patients don't get back up. Patients? Oh, ouch. Doc Alice turns away grimly. Every doc loses now and again. And you never get used to it. But, well, it happens, but it doesn't happen in them coming back afterwards and looking for revenge. That must be pretty rough. Rough? Buddy, I don't think you comprehend the situation. It's not just patients. It's neighbors, friends, husbands. Oh, indeed. Turn away from you and focuses her attention back on the bottle. Grab a pair of tweezers, pluck some more unsightly eyebrows. Nice. Did you bring me something to read? Give him a newspaper. You give him the newspaper you found in the basement of the slough. Much obliged, partner. Now, let's see here. What can I do in return for the favor? Oh, I know, my shovel. Left behind the outhouse in the oil mine. It's yours if you go and get it. I'm sure you'll find use for it. Behind the outhouse in the oil mine? Got it. Thanks, Bill. Don't mention it. Now, if you could just kindly stick the newspaper to my face before you leave. Stick the newspaper to him. Epic. Yeah, I can't get that bonus thing where it's skin the snake, sadly, because I was a dummy. Some loose dirt. Yeah, let me go get that shovel, because that'll come in handy. Beyond handy. Shovel. Was there anything in here to dig? Can't remember. There was, I believe. Yeah. Silver nugget. Fight. Ooh. Dude, this is gonna be a close fight. Nice. Nice. Got old Calvary saber. Got gold too. There is a dig spot here, but other than that, I think I got everything I can get. Oh yeah, and I have to go deal with the goblin one way or another. Cover the mug. Shovel it. Oh, you shovel all the poop. Shovel it. Shovel it. Shovel it. Any more? Damn. Second thought. Goblin shouts, I'm Gary. Hi, Gary. Hi. Hi, hello. Hello, I'm Gary. Who are you? Introduce yourself. Well, I'm McNugger. Hello, McNugger. Good to meet you. What's McNugger doing down here? Be polite. Well, no, I'm just looking around. Oh, hey, Gary likes looking too. Gary now looking for a way out of this dump. Gary not having much luck though. Where are you trying to go, Gary? High away up far for popping. Popping and then new Gary everywhere. Everywhere. Settle down, Gary. Gary doesn't like to settle. Gary wants to travel and popping. If McNugger going far up and high away, maybe taking Gary with you? Eh? I'll think about it. I guess I can talk to her. Howdy. Found his mug. What do you say, Pete? Who, me? Well, heck. I say all kinds of things. For instance, dang nabbit, some clamming, jumping goblin drink my whiskey. Uh-huh. Pete takes it with a swig of whiskey. Notice a shiny rock carrying, his wild eyes light up. That there's a shiny rock you got there, stranger. What have you selling me for a rock? Seldom. Thank you kindly. Pete noticed the nugget of silver you found earlier. I'll take the old silver nugget off your hands if you like. Give you 81 meat for it. Sound like. Fine and dandy. Pete squints and points to the unrefined meat you're carrying. You ain't seem like someone that got much use for unrefined ore, stranger. Might offer you for 73 meat. Sell order him. They're doing miserably. This kid, all this stuff, and what you've been buying from me, you've been spending time going underground, ain't you? Well, listen, old piece of advice. You stay out of ore hole if you know what's good for you. There's stuff down there on the 4th level. They ain't much worth messing for. For a fella who wants to keep his eyes. Catch my meaning. Not sure what that is. Wait, there was only 3 levels. I'll go lose my eyes. You suddenly remember the weird thing that Pete said about the level 40? I thought I said 4. Is that a real thing? Well, where do you want to send the cargo with? Oh, 40. String black chest. Open chest. Waving nausea hits you and slides heavy lid off the chest. Inside's a hat. It looks evil. Not like an abstract way. It has eyes. And they look like eyes of murder. And it has teeth, which look like teeth of an animal. Who would be murdered if an animal understood the concept of murder? Put it on. Okay, so it's hard mode. You have sense of forbidding. Something tells you this is a bad idea. It's me. I'm telling you this is a bad idea. If you put this hat on, you won't ever be able to take it off. And things are much harder for you. It'll be a tough life in this game. And the game's difficult level is greatly increased, if you get my meaning. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that because it would be fine if it didn't stay on and it would just be like I can't put other hats on, I'm assuming. That's more my reasoning. I think you need other hats for certain things. Yeah, 10 of boring things. Alright. I think I'm good to go. Epic. I thought I remember being able to get some dickering from this town, I thought. Oh, maybe if I gave him the 3 snake skins, I would have been able to get the dicker, and I couldn't remember. Anything more from the doc? Okay. What now? Do you have any idea what's causing the resurrections? Well, I heard a rumor. A rumor? What is it? It's been getting incomplete information from an unverified source. Well, that's what I heard anyway. Fella out west is causing a necromancer, they call him. Spontaneously, he's sending his magic out into the world somehow. Magic like a bean slinger uses? Never heard of any bean slinger raising the dead, have you? Your scout deepens. That'd be one hell of a can of beans. I'm assuming that's a thing exists. But what's the deal with the TNT? It's so when I feel like it, I'm about to go, I can blow myself up into bits. So small, there won't be anything left to come back. It seems drastic. Drastic? Hell. No way am I risk becoming one of those things. Fair enough, I suppose. About that necromancer. Assuming he exists, what about him? Well, maybe there's some way I ought to try and stop him. Doc Alice gives you a sharp look. You? Because I know you ain't talking about me. Why not you? A gray-haired old woman that knows about much fighting as a squirrel knows surgery. Did you hit your head on a bar stool, kid? You aren't that old. And if you were gonna pick someone up to go against the necromancer, it'd be someone who also knows about death in the scientific way. A doctor, right? Doc Alice stares hard at you and takes a swig from the bottle, saying nothing. Sounds to me like you got plenty of motivation to get the job done. For a friend and for everyone. She continues to look at you. And you see gears turning in her head. Beats doing nothing anyway. Beats locking yourself in your house full of TNT and drinking yourself to death. You aren't even doing any doctoring anymore. She winces and looks away. Then she shakes her head slowly. You seriously expect to ride with me out west? Chasing a rumor? Doesn't have to be by yourself. I'm heading west too. Tag along with me. Maybe we could find a guy to put a stop to him. It's crazy, impossible. Impossible like raising the dead, it's impossible? Alice crosses her arms and regards you thoughtfully. A spark slowly brightens her eyes. Alright, kid. What the hell? Oh, let's give it a shot. Cool. I actually didn't know you could have her as a partner. I only knew about Gary, Pete, and Susie, or Sally, whatever her name was. I'm gonna actually pick her, because I didn't even know she was a partner you could have. I didn't do that option. Yeah, because I think I didn't repeatedly talk to her. Yeah, I might pick her as a partner when I go with. Well, I guess it's time to go. Let's get out of here. Let's go to Dirtwater. Once you leave Boring Springs, you won't be able to come back. Any unfinished business you got will forever remain unfinished. Are you sure you're ready to leave? Yeah, but the only thing I think I really missed was the snake skins. And since I'm not gonna pick Gary, because that was the partner I picked on my playthrough I did off stream. So even though he's my favorite partner character, I'm gonna pick the doc because I didn't even know she was an option, and that's kind of interesting. She might be a support. So yeah, let me head out. All right then, you properly horsed, ready to start your new life in the West. All you need now is a partner, somebody to share the trail with, somebody you can rely on emotionally, and combat support. Who will you take? Going alone, not recommended. Yeah, because I was gonna pick Susie, because I just figured, I'm not sure because I've never tried Pete. I would just figure that Pete's like the weakest or whatever, since it's just kind of a freebie. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I'll take Doc Alice though. Who you take with you? You knock on Alice's door and tell her it's time to go. Hit the trail. Oh, one last thing before you go. Until this point, you've been automatically spending your experience points for you. I'm happy to keep doing it, and I promise to give you a nice, well-rounded experience. Shall I keep it up, or would you prefer to decide yourself where your XP gets spent? You can always change this option later. On my playthrough, I had it so it spent automatically. I might spend it manually this time. Okay, you now have the option of turning yourself into some kind of unbalanced weirdo if you want. Open your character screen when you want to spend XP. Go check your map. You consult the southwest map the holster gave you. It lists two things: Town of Dirtwater and the Manifest Destiny Road Company. Westernmost camp. Oh. Head for Dirtwater. Epic. Yeah, that's the DLC. I probably won't do the DLC until after I like towards the end of the game, because some stuff in the DLC is like end game level required to even finish or like to do the fights. I know that for sure, even though I didn't fully complete the DLC. It's your partner, Pope. Howdy, Alice. If we're gonna look into this necromancer business, I figure we ought to start the local cemeteries. Makes sense. You know where any of them are? Yeah, I did some research in the territories cemeteries a while back. Territory cemeteries? Territory cemeteries? To see if there was a pattern. You okay? Sorry. Anyway, there's one not too far from here. Yeah, the Dave Yard. I'm pretty sure like all the dead there are named some kind of Dave. It's like Davey, David, Dave, and crap like that. What do you think we should do next? Well, look to find out the lay of the land. Guess the railroad crew would be able to give a fairly literal interpretation. Any other ideas? Alice says you should see the bartender rest in the room in Dirtwater. Be nice to base operations. Thanks for the reminder. Well, howdy there. It's nice to see a new face in town. Welcome to the Jewel Saloon. Hi, thanks. I'm McNutter. Glad to know you, McNutter. Folks around here just call me Lloyd. What can I do for you? Nice to meet you, Lloyd. I saw a sign up from the advertising room. That's right. Finest in the house. And plenty of room for your partner, too. You interested? How much does it cost? Well, that's if you're a nut. Previous tenant was a banker fellow, and he paid a month in advance, right before getting himself killed by bandits. You seem like a decent sort. This room's yours if you want it. Congrats. Or was it congrats or scratch? Hey, McNutter. Anything I can do for you? Hey, Lloyd. Need help with anything? Well, if you're handling mechanical type stuff, something's gone wrong with our player piano. Or, yeah, piano player. I thought the music sounded a little off. Yeah, it's not supposed to sound like that. I'll see what I can do. Thanks. I poked around in it myself, but I lost the key. This is suddenly take a strange turn. Hey, Lord. You help with anything? That's all we're gonna. That's all. Spittoon! This spittoon, which is a sort of brass bucket people spit into, instead of spitting on the floor. Because not spitting at all isn't not an option in society, I guess. I say, despite knowing that you're pretty God, why am I so tongue-tied today? Immediately familiar with spittoons already, sicko. Inspect. Look into the Jewel Saloon. Pretty nice as saloons go. Actually glass in the windows, more than two kinds of drink, a poker room instead of a cockfighting pit. But this is a spittoon. It's still a spittoon. The rancid tobacco spit inside his fancy rancid tobacco spit. Inspect. Sigh, here we go again. Alright, fine. You're now hunched down next to the brass filth bucket, which has probably never been cleaned or emptied, because you're near the desert. Ambient humidity around here is pretty low. Low enough that spit evaporates nearly as quickly as it accumulates. So that's good, right? No, that's bad, because it's the only waterproof part that spits that evaporates. The brass bucket is half full of the rest of the spit. The toxins and the filth don't evaporate. Several years worth, distilled and concentrated until the consistency is of molasses. People out here don't flick cigarette butts into the spoon anymore because they bounce out. Search it. You're about to put your hands into a bucket of something the colorosity of maple syrup. Except instead of maple, it's flavored with inside of people's mouths who chewed cigarettes instead of smoking them and have never brushed their teeth. Yeah. Glorp. It feels like putting your hands in a bucket of lukewarm tapioca pudding. Except instead of tapioca, it's basically poison. It smells like someone ran over a skunk, waited a week, and then set it on fire. Feels like your hand's dissolving. Keep searching. You found something. You found a tacky, filth-covered porcelain cow figure. A useless, disgusting thing that'll make a greater heirloom for your children, assuming you still have any, and you hate them. Filthy porcelain cow. Oh no, maybe it's... Item goes in... Yeah, it's my first offhand item. Screw you. Cavalry saber. I might want to keep the varmint skinning knife, even though it's one less damage than cavalry saber because it skins beast. I might want to do that. And I think that's all I can equip right now. What's in here? Okay, it's the poker room. Piano player is not very good at his job. Try to fix him. Requires a... Oh, I don't have a needle. I used my needle back in the starter town. You lift up the player piano's coat to reveal a hatch on his back. It leads to his innards. It's a lock. Not a very good lock. That'll be for now. Yeah, I need a needle. Old man stands off to the distance and listening to the piano. Try to talk to him. He doesn't react to you at all. Influence this side of the counter. Slop, 5 meat. Slop. You gotta play slop. Epic. Kitchen. I mean, can't loot your shit. Hey, what are you doing here? Employees only, bud. Sorry, I was just, looking around. I see you're the nosy type, eh? Well, I prefer adventuresome. As it happens, there's something you can do for me. I'm out of saltpeter, and need someone to pick more for me. Saltpeter? Isn't it used to make gunpowder? And other things. Look, who's the chef here anymore? You or me? Ah, okay. I couldn't remember. Thanks for the tip. Okay. Where can I find it? Your best is the military camp. Is it used to make gunpowder? Shut up. Nearest one is Fort Cowardice. They keep it in little green jars. Chef marks it on your map for you. Nice. So I can... I love that. Old cavalry saber. Epic. The top of this pot-belly stove is a pot full of slop. Pot, stove, top, slop. A pot, stove, top, slop pot. There we go. Well, he's too busy washing dishes to pay attention to you. Understandable. Stage. Hit it. Hit it again. But there we go. You gain 1 XP. Splendid. Marvelous. Fantastic even. And who's that old man by the piano? Oh, that's old Ellsbjorn. Oh, Ellsbury. Attractive fellow he is. He was a writer and a poet. Came out to West to sell his stories, but nobody was buying. Too weird, his stories. Fantastical like. Stupid stuff for kids? Well, don't matter how much now anyway. Yet, he had to get a normal work to make ends meet. Did pass well as a prospector, until one day he lost his mind in a mine. He what now? You know what I mean. He saw something that made him stop telling his weird tales. Something make him stop talking nearly completely. Come to that. He just stands by the piano nowadays. Seemed to calm him down. Now, as long as he doesn't make any trouble, I don't mind him too much. Feel a little sorry for him, to be honest. Poor fella. Okay. Yeah, I can't fix the piano man until I get business follows me during a brawl. Goes to conversation. What the guys with the guns doing over here? Okay. I'll check the guest room. I'll talk to Susie and then I'll head out to the other places. Insult yourself. You call yourself a pony kissing chicken loving jerk. Angry. Insult yourself again. Better not insult yourself any angrier. You're liable to pass out. Understandable. The postcard on the little table. Take it. Yeah, blank postcard. Hey kid, what's on your mind? Okay, no. Nothing new there. And this is out just towards the stairway, right? Yeah. Okay. Loco Nutter whines as you approach him. Comb his mane. He makes a sort of glurk noise. Epic. Alright, let me check out the rest of the place, then we can head over to the fort. Hello there, welcome to Jerkwater. I got a decent amount of meat. I think it's Beancraft. Cookbook. A cookbook specializing in bean recipes. There's a shovel just in case I didn't get one from the cactus. Disposable binoculars. Yeah, let me get Beancraft and disposable binoculars. I think there's a high vantage point at military camps, which is when I'm about to head to one. Because I think there's like watchtowers at them. Nice. This includes a chapter about making human-sized or large automatons and blinding them to your will, which helps with kitchen tasks. Gives Bean Golem a combat skill which summons a powerful golem to fight for you. All about butter, article about beans and juxtaposition gives you an idea. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Gives Butterbean a spell to reduce opponent's muscle, mysticality, and moxie. There's a recipe for a wall-shaped pile of beans. Looks pretty interesting. Gives you Bean Wall. Spell that creates a wall of beans provides cover from ranged attacks. Interesting. The Bean Golem sounds pretty dope. you practice making servants out of beans, so you're pretty good at it, Bean Golem. Unfortunately, one of your earlier experiments gets a little rowdy and eats the book. Bad Golem. Dirtwater Post Office. I can't go through this part of this. Hi, I'm McNair Walker. Any mail for me? Nope. Darn it. I'd like to send a postcard. Alright, let's have it. A quick note to Rufus letting him know that what you've been up to and that you're okay. That'll be, 1 prepaid ones. That'll be 0 meat then. Nice. Girl selling flowers. Buy some. Yeah, I think that's an item you can equip in your offhand. And it gives you stench resistance. Yeah, 15% stench resistance. I think you need that to, like, for some certain things. Let's check out the jail. Howdy, how are you, Howdy, are you the sheriff here? No, we don't currently have a sheriff. Offer to be the sheriff. Could I be the sheriff, maybe? Do you have a law enforcement experience? Not really. Have you been to sheriff school? No. You have existing relationship with dirt law at local government? Are you familiar with all the local ordinance? Do you even live here? I know. Then what may I ask Intarnation thinks you'd be qualified to be this sheriff? I just assumed. You just assumed you could mosey on in our town and become sheriff on your first day? Well, when you put it that way, she snorts. If I had 5 meat for every wide-eyed, protagonist-looking kid wandering here thinking they could be the most important tenderfoot that ever slapped on an iron, I would need a dead-eyed clerking job. I'm sorry. It's okay. Like I said, it happens all the time. Offered help. Is there any help until you find a new sheriff? Sure. If you're any good with a gun, there's always somebody in need of some justice. One post is in the back there. So is over yonder. She pointed behind her and off to the right, respectively. Take your lead. Read it. It says, wanted. The house in desert game. The more non-payment squattering and the general public nuisance. Also for murdering 2 collection agents. Last seen, house in the desert. You wondered if the house is named after them or they're named after the house. In any case, the location's ambiguous. Wanna go after them? Yes. You take the location of the house and resolve to bring the house again to justice. Read it. Poster reads wasted. The stripy hat game for grand theft paint and tassels hat vandalism. Last seen in the vicinity of the cavern. Cavern Cran? Wait. Okay, that's not what I thought it was going to say. Dirty, rotten paint thieves, and now low down, no fashion sense vandals. Despicable. Wanna go after them? Yeah. Cavern Canyon. Yeah, there's I think after you put these 2 away, there's more wanted posters that pop up, and eventually you can just fill all the cells in dirt water. I don't want to go back in. Yeah, and if you do certain quest lines, these will be filled with new shops. Can't get past. There we go. And I think I'm ready to go. Yeah, let me go. That was the first one that I discovered other than Dave Yard, so I can go to Fort Cornelius. A few hundred yards of the trail, you see a solitary skeleton, trudging towards the northwest. It doesn't seem to notice you or anything, really. We've set on this journey to kill necromancers. You can go home. You can go in for a fight, I'm being going to fight you. Mine. Scattergun blast, you take 3 damage. Okay. So yeah, she is support. You won. Hey, skeleton. Sucks to be you. You got an item. Skull chips, gold tooth. Alice surveys the scene and jolts some notes down her little notebook. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good to kill skeletons with her. Use binoculars. You see a splash of green in the canyon up north. Must be spring there. Snake Spring. You climb down from the watchtower and pick up the binoculars in a nearby trash can. No, not pick up, put in. My bad. Cabin smells empty, but there are a handful of boring personal records in the back of one of the drawers. They're incredibly boring. No, I really want the details. No, another. Another. Can't get enough. Alright. Open it. Yep. I was saying salt. I think I was saying salt pepper. It was saltpeter. I think. Looks like there's some good mess left. Take it. Bless this mess. Milk grade whiskey, hard tack. I need some needles bad. I think you can buy some from some certain shops. You hear the sounds of several goblins snoring inside this tent. Going guns a-blazing. Gotta jump on them. Epic. Wow, she does not have that much defense. Holy shit. Really weak. Oh, Bean does a lot of damage. Now that's one less I have to worry about. Nice. How'd you help? Thank you, Bean. Very cool. Victory! You gain 30 HP. End of 10. Lock is empty. Get smelling salts or fuel trauma kit. Need needle. Get open. Incendiary bullet. Hardtack. Unfilled trauma kit. Other good whiskey. I don't have safe cracking yet. Here's based on anatomical diagrams. Scattered across the surface. Guessing desk belong to Fort Cornelius' nurse. What papers? Marching orders. Look at these diagrams. There's a bunch of drawings. Sliced open bodies. That says toilet and goblin. It may seem pretty likely that goblins use the tent as a toilet. No way you're gonna go in there. Take it. Oh, I didn't see it. What was it? Demi Curvlin Cannonball. That's all I can do here now until I get some needles. And I got the quest item, but I'm not gonna head back yet because there's other shit I can do. Let me go to the Dave Yard. Riding towards the destination. You pass the building, with barn names have it. Like, I guess it makes it a barn. The people inside seem to have a pretty good time. Join 5 Moxie. You mosey in, have a grand old time at the barn dance. You even learn a few moves. But most of the moves involve pretending to reel somebody in across the dance floor with a lasso, but still, they're new moves. Put them down for good. Skeleton of Dave. Yeah, let me just always start the fight with that, to be honest. Of course I am gonna need some more AP since I'm a magic build. Bean Golem is really good. Really good. You got a handful of loose teeth. Skeleton bone. House picks up a bone and examines it carefully. Hooray! Put him down for good. Gotta jump on him. Sure did, bud. That was 1 damage. Bean is overpowered, I love it. Yeah, Gold Duke. Out of surveys the scene, jolts down some notes in her little notebook. Nice. Let me dig this up. Here lies Dave B. Died with his boots on, but not his pants. You dig up the grave just to check the vicinity of the epitaph. Sure enough, boots, but no pants. Brown boots. I don't have boots yet, do I? Yeah. 1 AP, hell yeah. I need more AP. I'm magic build. Looks like the gravedigger left his lunchbox here. Oh, free lunch. Vienna blood sausage? Then immersive spiked coffee. And they said there's no such a thing. Get the Dickens out of him. Actually, I need Dickens skill. Because I thought that said Dickens for a second. Or Dickens. Yeah, now I can cast more than one thing. Spooky. Victory. Skeleton bone. House ties remaining undead folk. Bigger fight. Hell yeah. I ain't no baby like bitch boys. Ouch. Yeah, hopefully you can learn more attacks. I can't remember if partners can or not. Oh, I probably should use the other one. She would have been able to kill that one. Heavy. Skeleton 1, gold tooth. Alex has become stronger. Okay, so yeah, killing skeletons helps her. Got it. Investigate. I was reading that, damn it. Accidentally hit the button. Robe recipe. The recipe for delivering 100 black silk robes sounds pretty ominous. This time you gathered clues of the whole Pramblin dead situation going around here. You have a notebook, paper clips, receipt. Got an item, necromancer. Check that out. Read it. You open the necromancer journal and examine the information collected so far. You found a receipt for delivery of robes. Looking at information closely, there's a surcharge for the delivery of Boulder's Pass. That means necromancer's level is definitely west of the mountains. Good to know. Looks like that's everything you've got so far. Is there anything else I got? Human ashes. Damn them. Certainly earthly remains of a person. Someday they'll be referred to as cremains? Alright. But you don't want to prove it. Scatter, leave them now. Scatter. You find it pleasant looking to viscer, toss your ass there. Probably what the person would have wanted, you guess. Rest in peace. Scroll is too covered in blood and viscera to read. Lucky for you, you've got to practice in reading inside of a dog. But you scrap the largest get off the skull and read it. It says, take a pile of human ashes, spread them out in the shape of a person inside the red chalk. Ah, damn it. Anyway, that's the gist of it. Thanks a lot more. Thee and thou. Such a plus, which is a big word in gibberish. Supposed to say out loud while you're doing it. Damn it. Well, too late. That's just for farming. Which I might actually do it off screen. It's one of those things where you can just fight forever. You can hide him. Skull with an odd tag on it. Damn it. Tag of the skull serial number says borrowed from the submission catacombs on February 19th, 1880. Jeez, this thing's really late. Back of the tag of the catacombs addressed on it. Home mission. Oh yeah, marching orders. This set of marching orders directing a rifle division to Fort Alden, far north of Dirtwater. You discovered a new map location, Fort Alden, treacherous territory update. Fellow be careful. Will do. Yeah, that's a fully like skeleton camp if I'm not mistaken. Nice. I think it's pretty much all that's here right now. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, look how big the map is. It is decent size. If I had to guess, it'd probably take me about 6 to 8 streams to get all the way through this game, but that's just me having a rough estimate. Cavern Gaming. Come across a corpse of a cowboy. How do you know it's a corpse of a cowboy? Well, you see his outfit. He's a cowboy. You see by the lack of flesh that he's a corpse. I mean, I would get XP from that, but I want to look these here. Big check. What a good use. Yep, I don't regret it. Yeah, and +1 armor. Nice. Okay, let me go through the one that I unbarred. Danger spider. Door is like 15 deadbolts on it. The voice says, please don't open the door unless you want to get eaten by a giant spider. Even though, don't open the door because the rest of us don't want to get eaten by a spider. Isn't even signed, so you can hardly expect to take it serious. Doll behind opens goes straight up. There's no way to get through unless you're a huge spider. Oh, okay. Understandable, I guess. Seeing you on the other side of the big ball of junk. Not gonna be able to get him through this end. Maybe if you had some more legs to be able to pick your way through it. Well, I let a possible danger out. That should be interesting. You hear horrible skittering noise followed by a scream. You following by more horrible skittering noise followed by more screams. You follow a rapping noise followed by some muffled screams. There are more skittering inside. Go inside. Okay, don't do anything just yet. Hold off on that. Danger kitchen. Danger bar. You know me, my homies love the danger bar. Nice. Cheap whiskey, cheap tequila, cheap wine. What's this? Yeah, a jaw harp. He had a jaw harp in his pocket. Maybe they killed him for playing the jaw harp too much. Danger kitchen. This poor chef just changed the wall. His eyes widen as you approach. Hey, you're not one of them. You arrest me? Sure. Oh, thank goodness. He thrusts his hand towards and shakes vigorously. I'm Doug. McNugger, how you doing, Doug? Well, I've been chained to this dank cave for weeks. Cooking those striped idiots. That sounds awful. You don't know the worst part? Perfect good oven, 8 feet to my right. And a shelf perfectly good ingredients, 8 feet to my left. The chain's only 4 feet long. Ah, that's rough. I know, right? There I was, fresh out of culinary school, with a million meat idea in my head. And now here I am, 4 feet sky my dreams, cooking the same pot soup over and over again. 1 million meat idea. You promise you won't see my idea, right? Yeah, I promise. Okay then. Some kind of sandwich. Maybe a taco. It's revolutionary. Not quite sure where it fits in the whole canned food taxonomy, to be honest. Anyway, in the middle of what there was a sausage, but the sausage made of the cheapest possible parts of the pig, ground so finely you can't identify the man. Okay, and it's served on a long split roll, which soaks up the grease, so you can tell it's fatty sausages. Best part? Name. You ready to hear? Sure. Hot dog. What do you think? It sounds great. He beams. Thanks, he sighs. None of this ain't even matters. Even though I didn't get off this chain, there's no point in hanging around this empty cave, making hot dogs just for myself. I don't even like the taste of them. You set up shot in dirt water? Brilliant! You're a genius, McNugger. Hot dogs for sale. All day, every day. I'll make a mint. There's an idea. If I add mint to the sausage mixture, you help him break his chains, leaves the cave, hauling an oven shelf full of ingredients, muttering to himself about new sauce and bread. That's it then. Epic. Okay, I'm gonna check that third cave entrance, and then I will take them to Underwater and spider. Crate says, weapons. Scroll the paint black. You dig through it, mostly full of packing straw. You find a pretty fancy knife at the bottom. Fancy knife. You suddenly hear chuttering coming from the big hole behind you. 59. Ooh, 3 to 9 damage. Plus 3 moxie. What does my weapon do? Okay, yeah, that is better than mine. I don't know how this knife is better than a saber, but sure. Oh, where you going? Aw, oh, damn it. Dude, dang, it's right. I didn't mean to go out. That actually makes me sad, because there was more shit in there. Why am I not going back in there? Damn it. Oh well. Yeah, let me turn my shit and then I might call the stream here. In the middle of the desert, you find an abandoned minecart. Sitting in a section of minecart track 12 feet long. It starts nowhere in particular, and ends less somewhere in particular. Check it out. It's mostly full of plain old rocks, not even interesting looking ones. However, you left without searching through it thoroughly. You just end up driving yourself crazy. And then later, you might have missed something valuable, so you spend half an hour inspecting the rocks, then eventually find one that might be worth something. Nice. Alright, yeah, I'm probably gonna call it here. This is a guild time. I messed up a few times. One, accidentally exiting that cave, and two, not finding the knife earlier to skin those snakes before I killed them. But yeah, that was just me being a dumb thing. I feel like Susie will be decent. Though I feel like she'll be more support than attacking. So I got my bean golem. Yeah, I like Bean Slinger so far. I only played as a cow puncher before. And I had Gary with me on my off-stream playthrough. Yeah. I love me some West Loathing. So look forward to more of that every Tuesday. But yeah, that should be all for now. And tomorrow, I am streaming. Tomorrow should be Kingdom Hearts 1 around 2 p.m. I shouldn't be late. The only reason why I was late today is because I was up for well over 24 hours when I got home, so I fell asleep instead of streaming when I should have. But tomorrow I should be on time. Alright, thanks for any and all who watched, and till next time. Auf Wiedersehen.